Hi guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about the best teams, the teams that can make history at this World Cup. So let's get on to it quickly. Firstly, Brazil. This is a team that I picked to win the World Cup. So of course I would pick them, and deservedly so. Brazil play a very exciting brand of football ever since Tite came on. He's brought on the flair, he's made the team more solid, and his unique ability is the way he has set up this Brazilian team. Sometimes against the big teams, putting in two holding midfielders instead of one in front of back four, and letting attackers put on a display, put on the flair when Brazil has the possession. Even one of those defensive midfielders, most of the times it's Fred, who's supposed to attack, and there's a midfield diamond formation, which lets the wing backs bomb like the way like it, uh, especially like Marcelo. Since Dani Alves isn't there, maybe Marcelo will do most of the running up the field. The likes of Neymar, Coutinho, Willian, even Gabriel Jesus, they put on the flair, put on the style. That is Brazil's history in the World Cup, even their future, their uniqueness, why they are the greatest nation in world football and the most decorated and most celebrated one is their style of play, the Brazilian flair, the Jinga football. And for a few years now, the last two World Cups, it had gone missing to more European style of play. But Neymar, Willian, Coutinho, these guys, although they are playing for some big European teams and have adapted their playing style as well, and have learned from there, when they need to, they can turn on the Jinga style of football as well, and that's what makes Brazil unique and more attractive. And in the last 10 or so games in the qualifying stages, have made themselves biggest contenders to win the World Cup. Now, the second team is Germany. These guys have a slow possession style of football. The likes of Muller, Ozil, and Cruz are the main men in the attacking third and are the ones who have the responsibility of creating and scoring goals. Even Rose and Draxler can bring on an extra, how should I put it, an extra dimension to the game for Germany. Timo Werner is someone who they have entrusted to score the goals for this World Cup, and he can make a big name for himself and put on some big worth on his current value if he does score the big goals and put win Germany the World Cup. Now you know what they say in football, right? If your attackers don't play well, you still have your midfielders, defenders, and goalkeeper. If your midfielders don't play well, you still have your defense and goalkeeper. If your defenders also, for some reason, don't have a good game, they're still your goalkeeper. If your goalkeeper doesn't have a good game, it's curtains for the team. So Manuel Neuer is back for Germany. Even if he wasn't back, there was Ter Stegen, but Manuel Neuer is a goalkeeper from another planet. Maybe one of the best goalkeepers ever. Maybe the best goalkeeper ever. The things which he can do with football on his feet and the saves that he can make puts him apart, even from De Gea. And he is the reason that Germany won that previous World Cup, similar to Casillas in 2010. Manuel Neuer is not just a best goalkeeper, is one of the very good footballers as well, and he will carry Germany through to whatever stage they reach in the competition. And if Germany lift the World Cup for a second straight tournament, you can count your star man to be Manuel Neuer. He's one of those goalkeepers who can actually put on a contention for the best player of the year as well if he has a good tournament. Also, the lack of football for him is a downside. But talking about Germany, they need Manuel Neuer, the likes of Hummels, Boateng to click to keep a solid defense and let their slow possession football build into some goals. Kroos and Ozil will be crucial to pull the strings. The likes of Joshua Kimmich will be the extra dimension from the right hand side. Yeah, all these big players, big names are the reason that Germany for the second straight tournament are big contenders. Also, their FIFA Confederations Cup win just a year ago just proves their depth of squad and ability to win big tournaments. Third team I'm backing to create an impact and maybe lift the World Cup is France. These guys are just a pool of talent, maybe the biggest talent pool currently in world football right now. Wherever, whichever position you look for, there are three players competing for it. There are some world class players that have their positions covered, the likes of Griezmann, Antonio Conte, Hugo Lloris, but all the other positions are up for grabs, and not just with okay players, with great players. Pogba might not even start. According to some people, according to me, he will. And there's attacks and the flair of Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, Olivier Giroud. In defense, although Laurent Koscielny is injured, they still have a pretty strong defense with Rafael Varane holding ship and Hugo Lloris. He can make an odd mistake, but still is one of better goalkeepers at this World Cup. France, in terms of playing, like to play with two attackers up front with Giroud and Griezmann playing off him. Two wide players are always there with maybe Kylian Mbappe and maybe Ousmane Dembele also playing with two central midfielders in the 4-4-2, likes of Pogba and Kante. And this, the defense is pretty solid, but this attacking, fast-paced attacking team in France has what had caught the entire world's attention at the European Championships. And they are fast paced in their attacking. They play possession football, but they don't sit on the possession. They try to create chances all throughout the game. In terms of when they are not in possession of the ball, whenever they bring back the possession, Kante is great at doing that. So is the defense. Whenever they get back the possession, as soon as they get it, they are one of the best counter-attacking teams as well. They have willing runners and quick runners, the likes of Pogba, Mbappe, Dembele, Griezmann, even Giroud, who already plays up the field and can join in the counter-attacks. And this adds an extra ability to the France team to score goals and win games. So France is another team that we should watch out for to win the FIFA World Cup and take the world by storm. The fourth team I'm putting my money on is, it's a left field selection, but Belgium. It would actually be stupid not to count Belgium in, given that this is the golden generation. These are the players that we love to watch, usually in the league football, and all of them have gathered together to create one big superpower team. Belgium has all the riches in there. It just needs a strong gelling, and that's why Roberto Martinez has been brought in. Roberto Martinez, in all his league career management, has always been an attacking manager. In at least in the league football, that he didn't put much emphasis on defense the way he set up his teams. Sometimes his defenses look shaky, but here they have the experience of Vertonghen, maybe Vincent Company, Toby Alderweireld, so they are pretty covered. The wingbacks or the slightly orthodox left back and right back are a little inexperienced. At least they don't play for the bigger teams, and yeah, that might be a weakness by which oppositions might try to expose with crosses coming in. But apart from that, this is a complete team. They can play on the counter attacks. They can play on big attacks. They have a huge center forward in Romelu Lukaku, and this is the team which can make an upset to the one of the historically stronger teams in the competition. They're sure to get through their group, and they're probably going to encounter the likes of Brazil or France if they win their group. And this is a team which can surely upset a bigger team and reach the finals, and who knows what can happen over there. All they need is for their big players to stay focused, stay hungry, and on their day, and hopefully their day comes on in every game in the World Cup. On their day, they can take apart any defense, be it the best defense in the world. So Belgium is my fourth team to lift the World Cup. Now for the fifth team, there are some really strong contenders, the likes of Spain. People bash me if I didn't pick them to win the World Cup, but I just don't have that feeling from this team as I had from the 2010 Spanish World Cup team, and given the strong competition, I expect them to reach the later stages of the knockouts in the competition, but I don't expect them to win the World Cup. They have a pretty strong defense and one of the best goalkeepers in David De Gea, Sergio Ramos, PK, all the riches, Iniesta, and some good young attackers, even from the playmakers, the likes of Thiago Alcantara and then Isco, Asensio, Diego Costa, but still I'm not getting that vibe from this team. And although they defeated Argentina 6-1, that was a minus Lionel Messi Argentina's team, so that doesn't count. Really, that doesn't count. That's the impact that Messi has. Although Lopetegui has charged up this French Spanish team and he plays them in various different formations however needed. Yeah, I don't pick Spain to win the World Cup. Even same for England. Their defense for England is something which can't be counted on. Even Gareth Southgate probably knows that. That's why he's trying to set up the Spanish team, the English team in a three-man defense sort of way. At least that's how he's been preparing the recent matches. Let's see how he goes in the World Cup. But English team for all the attacking riches, I don't think they're gonna win. And so the fifth team for me is Argentina. Lionel Messi's Argentina. Jorge Sampaoli is Argentina. This is a team which looked down and out in the qualifying stages itself. And Lionel Messi coming back from his sort of retirement, Jorge Sampaoli playing in different formations in each game depending on the opposition and trusting his experienced Argentinian team to show up, and they did show up and they did play the way Argentina play. And even now, so given Sergio Aguero's back, Gonzalo Higuain's there in the squad, it's a strong squad. Javi Mascherano, Angel Di Maria, the youngsters, the likes of Paulo Dybala, Marcos Rojo, V. Caballero, also Nicolas Otamendi. So it's when you hear these names, you think of an World Cup winning team. Also, a fact that which may lead you to believe that Argentina can lift the World Cup is they have been in their last three major tournaments which they have played, they have been in the finals. So no reason to think that they can't be in this final as well. And there will be extra motivation for all these players that I've just named, given that for most of them, it is going to be their last World Cup, most definitely. And when they know that this is their last chance to impress at the world stage, last chance to be called the greatest team, it will be extra motivation for them. Even the likes of Gonzalo Higuain, who has not been prolific for Argentina as he has been at the club level, may think that this is my last chance and be extra motivated and create havoc in the World Cup, given all the factors that I've just said. And I can't talk about the formation and tactical nuances of Jorge Sampaoli because he keeps on changing that team, man. He changes it too often and he knows what he's doing. He's a winner coach. He has won at club level, and so he knows what he's doing. Just that it's difficult to predict this Argentinian team in a way. You can be assured that Lionel Messi is going to be the focal point in the attacking third, and not many players in this Argentinian team, at least from the attacking players, like defend. So it's going to be a two-man defensive midfield with four defenders, four orthodox defenders. So yeah, that's as much as I can go for. But Argentina are my fifth team and maybe one of the more likely teams other than Brazil to win the World Cup. At least I am sure in my predictions that the World Cup is going to go to South America. Let's find out what happens. Tell me your predictions. Tell me what you think I've got wrong. Which team do you think I shouldn't have missed in the comments? Do like, share, subscribe my channel for more such videos. Do stick around, guys. See you around.